No, I have, Winter, I'm gonna have to ask you something.
What?
Alright, I'm gonna send you a screenshot on Instagram, and then I'm gonna send you the 2 reels related to the screenshot, okay? I had to send Zen this, because this was fucking ridiculous. I saw these 2 reels back to back, okay? I saw one on my feed.
God, yes or no? Why not take on this question of the existence of God?
Because it's not something to reduce to a soundbite, fundamentally.
But your lectures are 2 hours long.
This is true, but when you're talking about the most important questions that people have ever asked, then 2 hours isn't very long, apparently.
And then I got a message. This shows just how different my normal life is compared to when I'm with the boys, okay?
Oh no.
I was watching that, just like, oh yeah, that's actually a really nice way to think about life. And then Jurassic sends me this shit.
I stood outside with my peener out, like usual. That's when I hear the bells approaching of the peener snipper guy.
That's the shit that reminds me whenever I'm talking with Joe as well. I'm just like watching SpaceX, and then he comes in out of nowhere and just goes, "They hit the dome yet?"
Like usual. That's when I hear the bells approaching of the peener snipper guy.
God, yes or no? Why not take on this question of the existence of God?
Here I am thinking about life and the fundamental cores about philosophy and the Bible and shit. And then I get a notification of my friend sending me a reel. And it's just...
I stood outside with my peener out.
It's that same exact vibe. I'm like, oh my god, we might actually make it to Mars. Like, oh my god. Like, this might actually happen within my lifetime. And then Joe comes in. They hit the dome yet or what, man? Me sitting here. That happened this morning, Winter. I'm like, I woke up, I went on my feed, and I'm like, damn, like, that's a really interesting way to think about God and the Bible. And then I got a notification. Jurassic sent me something.
I'm sorry, don't look at any of them.
That's all they are. Winter. That's like shit like that. That's all he sends me.
Show me these horror stories, and this is why I never view any of them.
The duality of man. God and penis.
That's a good book title.
Do you guys believe in the existence of a soul?
Kinda. I think so. I think there's, some sort of energy down there, somewhere in there.
Okay. Follow-up question then. If there is a soul, and this is all like, theoretically real, they want to do this with Neuralink eventually. They want to be able to upload your construct, as basically digitized. They want to, once you die, you can upload basically yourself into a computer, essentially. Does that mean, does that mean like a soul can be transferred if that's the case? Like you basically can duplicate yourself? So it's like a soul can duplicate like a cell in a way?
Good question, bro. My knowledge on, that is very low, so...
What the fuck are we on about?
I was asking Joe if he believed in the existence of souls. Like, do you have a soul? Do we have a soul? Do things have souls?
Bro, that shit ain't real. I haven't met a person on this planet that has a soul.
He said yes, so I asked him.
Oh, there we go.
Because the next step for Neuralink is to be able to upload your consciousness to computers, to upload you yourself. So then my question was, like, if you believe souls exist, would a soul essentially duplicate itself? Would there be, like a cell does? Would there be two souls? You and whatever you is on the computer?
I don't know. I don't know.
If an AI gets smart enough, does that count as a soul? Do AI have souls if they become smart enough and aware of their own surroundings? Come out and face us, cowards!
Interesting weapon choice to bring to the battlefield.
Real interesting choice.
I don't sound like that. A Spanish winner. You took Spanish class, didn't you?
You thought I passed that shit?
Ooh,
Spanish is
not
so
bad, huh?
fucking easy, dude. I walked in, took a 20, took a fucking quiz, aced it, and walked out in in somebody else's name.
Master Spanisher right here.
I walked in there, said I was Ethan Smith, aced a quiz, and walked out. I was in the German class. I never took a singular class of Spanish.
Of all the people you could have said you were.
Ethan Smith. The one black guy in the school.
The one black guy in the class.
You had the afro and everything, dude. It did not look, like me at all. I got away with it. I got away with it because it was a substitute that day. So she didn't know who the fuck Ethan Smith was. She just did a roll call and she said
Smith on the paper?
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, she said Ethan Smith. I'm like, here, and that's as far as it went, dude. That's as
Some of the dumbest shit ever.
It was fucking what's his name? Jake Jones in there, and a few of my other buddies in there, and I was like, fuck it, man. I don't want to go to geometry that day. Fuck that shit. I'll
Bro
just
impersonated the only black guy in the class. That's what's mind-boggling about it. Brenton's pasty white ass goes in there. Fucking impersonates the only black kid.
I do well in acting school. I'm just saying.
Next Robert Downey Jr. They said.
I could play Tropic Thunder, dude. What are you talking about?
That's fucking amazing.
I'm surprised. I could have swore I told that one before.
I did not know you've never told me that.
That's a
I
new one right
definitely talked to like Chance and all that, like my high school group. I fucking boasted about that shit. You know I did.
That
I
is
was
some
like,
wild shit.
I
think I remember if you impersonated the only black kid in the whole class.
I think after this read, I'm gonna read 1984. I've been meaning to read that for a very long time. I love George Orwell.
How long has that one been on your mind?
Since high school, I've read Animal Farm in high school. Made me fall in love with George Orwell. I just never read. I never read 1984, his magnum opus.
So what's 1984 about?
Those socialist commie pigs. No, there's so many different ways you can interpret his work. That's why it's so beautiful, but it's about a dystopian society. Essentially very similar to North Korea. Like that's what it's kind of why I want to read it. It's kind of like feels like a good time to read it after.
After reading the her
it's
story.
1984 was written like right after World War II, and George Orwell was a major. He hated communism, and during the time, during his life, we were friends with the commies, and in 1984, he was like, "Hey, fuck this shit, man." When he published Animal Farm, no one wanted to really touch it because that was during the war, World War II, and they're like, "Hey, like, listen, like, this is like, this ain't good for our allies." So, they had to wait to publish it until after the war. And
okay.
I think only America at the time accepted it. Oh.
I'm dead.
Excuse me?
I got sniped from 87 meters away.
Where? I didn't even hear the shot! Oh my god. Fuck it.
It's not worth it.
Okay, you got me.
They're having freak offs with Homelander.
what. I don't know what it is, but me and Titan have this like running gag that every single class that's taught on that school is taught by Jordan Peterson, and we have this running like gag of like, what if you like walked into every single classroom at like an actual university, and it's just Jordan Peterson dressed up in different outfits. And there's this one guy who's like completely hairless. He teaches the biology class, and he has no eyebrows, no hair, no nothing. And I'm like, yo, Jordan Pearson's looking a bit different, Titan. And he goes, damn, he's good, dude. He's good. You know, he's fucking good, dude.
Man with mini rolls.
I just love the idea of like you crossing a room, crossing like the hallway of a classroom, and it's just Jordan Peterson again. You go from one class to another, and it's just Jordan.
He's everywhere.
Peterson. He teaches all. He knows all. The all-knowing. He sees me. He sees me. Oh my, I'm dead. I hit him. He's bleeding. Oh, he's dead.
I'm gonna die here.
Oh,
I hit him once. I hit him once with the Mosin.
Dear God. Okay. Give me a sec. Where is he?
Run to your right there.
I see him. Shit. He's so far away. Oh, good God. Dumbass. My generation grew up where, like, the internet and gaming and stuff was, like, uncool. And now the internet and that's kind of, like, atmosphere is totally replacing mainstream. Like, as we're speaking.
I've noticed that.
Like
that
the podcasts and stuff that's on the internet are getting more views than mainstream media does, and that's saying something. And now it's just like you get these weird moments where you have fake gamers who are like plugged into gaming news and like they know what's going on with like video games and whatnot, but they don't play anything. Like they don't play a single other thing, but they're into it. There's a dude. We both had knuckles out. We just stared at each other.
This is an interesting fight. What the fuck did I just watch?
You watch Chaos, man.
Pray. Alright, I fucking hunted his ass down. He was not escaping my shots. He was not escaping my shots, alright.
Fast fingers, that's fucking dope.
I know. That's an idea from Post Malone himself.
That.
Thank you, Post.
Thank you, Post.
Thanks,
honestly,
Post.
might have made the Springfield relevant. I actually might use this a lot more.
Yeah.
I got enough lashings and spankings.
No, not even close. Not for the shit you've said recently.
Oh, come on! I was just one of the variant, alright? I was just wondering how I get it.
How do I make him black?
It's a good question. There's nothing racy about it. I wanted to know how I get the Black Master Chief.
How does it feel to get your words taken out of context, Jurassic? Tell me how that feels. It's not pleasant, is it?
If I get canceled for that, I'll have to work on the apology video.
They won't cancel you for it. They'll just remind you of it every day of your life.
That's gonna be my PewDiePie bridge thing. Just how do I make him?
I've had my one moment. I've had it. Every time I say anything nonchalantly nowadays, it always comes back to haunt me.
Like, what caught me on that is because I know exactly what face you made looking at Matthew. Like, I just know. Like, I wasn't there, but, like, it is so, like, imprinted in my brain that, like, I might as well have been there. Just know you two just, like, locked eyes.
You one that made it that way. I don't know what it was. He got all quiet, man.
It's so fucking funny. Till this day. Matthew's the true villain. That's all I have to say.
He really is.
I may gaslight, but this guy is getting a little weasel.
Not at all what I meant.
There's a lot of fucking weirdos around here.
I just remember that the scene so vividly. It's just like I think the funnier part is when we get back to Brenton's, we were kind of quiet at first. He was.
He's like, in his mind's like, I can't wait to turn this motherfucker in. Oh, Brenton!
He jumped on that story so
I got
fast.
something to tell you. Like a little henchman. Like...
I hate him. I hate him.
Oh, Brenton! What is your girlfriend going to school for, Jurassic?
She's going to school for. It's a law. I forgot which law it was, but she's doing it for law.
Law?
Yeah, because her mom's an attorney. I think she's trying to do the same thing as her mom. She wants
You are
to try
gonna
to be
be
an
the
attorney.
prettiest little housewife, aren't you?
Yeah. Here, if you.
What the fuck, Jurassic? You're dating a girl who's going to law school and you're just sitting here streaming on fucking Twitch? I see
If
him.
you guys can
There's
see
a
the
bow.
obstacle course I have to go.
Oh, he has a bow.
There's
Oh,
two of them.
Okay.
I see two of them.
Alright. Alright, bet.
Crossbow and a bow.
Ooh.
Let's see if I can distract them.
Oh shit, I'm dead. I'm so fucking dead.
Oh,
I would love some fucking help right now.
that's the wrong item. Oh,
Killed one.
nice.
There's one on your
got one
ass.
Yeah, I know. I see him. Give me a second. I missed. Brenton, bring him. Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him!
You mean shoot? Bomb Lance! I just team wiped. Alright, thanks a lot, Jurassic.
Whoops. Okay, so I might have gotten the degree wrong with what she was going for. I thought it was law school, and she's doing psychology. Whoops.
You don't even know what your girlfriend's going to college for?
I thought it was law school.
It's not even close!
we talked about it a couple times.
Holy
in
shit.
my brain.
Do you even know who your girlfriend is? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm a good boyfriend, I swear.
Not really showing it.
Yeah, she's a law student. Psychology's cool, but if she was a law student, my respect for her would have gone through the fucking roof, okay? Also, I learned recently how stupid similes are, and I totally agree. I didn't really like acknowledge how stupid similes are. If you use the word like a simile, you essentially like give the reader acknowledgement that they're reading a book. Like if let's say like somebody's like shooting downrange with a gun, right? They're shooting a target, and you write, he shot up the 5 ring like Swiss cheese. You know, it's clunky. You're telling the reader that they're reading a book. But if you write it like a metaphor, he's Swiss cheesing the 5 ring. You know, you put that image in the reader's mind without explicitly saying like, hey, look, I made up a simile. Like, look what I look what I wrote. You know.
Fucking British writers do that shit all the fucking time.
Those darn
not even
Frenchmen.
kidding.
I've noticed British writers specifically, they're very flowery. They love that shit. It's funny, Shakespeare made up that metaphor, that he made up so many fucking words, 1,700 words that we still use today.
Huh, that's cool.
Bedroom, upstairs. Those are all words that Shakespeare made up. And we still use in the English. That's why he's so fucking good.
That is crazy.
And just using that technique is how we came to that conclusion with all these new fucking words.
Brother was making shit up and everybody was fine with it. But when I do it...
This is ridiculous! I also thought about what we talked about when it comes to like music that one day, winter.
Yeah.
How like music's for everyone. I thought about that a little bit more extensively, and I came to the conclusion that people suck.
I was gonna say music's pretty gay, man.
Music's just fucking ass.
It's just not it, man.
It hasn't been good since Shakespeare.
I came to the conclusion that a lot of like it is all kind of subjective, but there's a lot more layers to it. Like, storytelling is for everyone in terms of like reading. Everyone has their own preference. However, I think on some certain level it is subjective. But however, like it's like taste with food, right? Like, sure, everyone has different tastes, but I wouldn't dare say that like McDonald's is on the same level as like a Michelin star restaurant. You know, it's two completely different things. There is a hierarchy to it. There is a hierarchy to it, but there are different tastes.
A Big Mac sauce be bussin'.
If I read smut, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's very Shakespearean of this writer. If I read fucking hentai, I'm not gonna go, that's on the same level as fucking Shakespeare, okay?
I have a monocle on looking at hentai.
This is some next level writing. This is
I love the curves of this big booty bitch. I also realized just how hard it is to teach somebody how to write well, because it's literally... You have to have it, and you have to train it yourself, because no one can teach you how to pull from. When it comes down to it, what you're writing is, if you're writing well, is extremely personal. You're pulling from personal moments in your own life. You're pulling from you, and no one can teach you that. Essentially, you can go to an English class and like learn how to like write a fucking sentence, but they can't teach you how to write a good story.
It's just experience.
It's exactly. It is exactly that. It is purely from life experience, and no one can really teach you that. They can only tell you, like, hey, I think Neil Gaiman, which is somebody who gave me probably the most prolific advice I've ever gotten, and I think he said, if you can't figure out what to write about, go get your heart broken first. Go out and experience stuff. And then once you come back, there's gonna be something to write about, I promise you. And that stuck with me a little bit. Smart guy though. All of his he spoke, when it comes to pure advice, he spoke to me much more than like people like George or any other author.
He was like the more down to earth type of guy.
He was when it comes to getting advice from authors, you have to realize very quickly that each author will give you a different set of advice. Like there's no certified way to actually get into writing. You have to kind of like figure out that yourself. So Neil Gaiman was just somebody who spoke to me more than any other author. Specifically when it comes to first drafts, he said his line that broke me out of my funk when it comes to writing is specifically that he said not a single person should or will ever read your first draft. And that, I was like, oh. He said that your first draft, no matter what, will be bad. Like, you can't like avoid it. There's gonna be mistakes, because your objective should be getting words written onto the page and not... You can't fix a blank page, right? Your focus should be finishing the damn draft and not worrying about it being good or not. And that was my big hurdle when it comes to writing.
Oh, it was the first draft.
Was the self-criticism? Yeah, I was like, this is awful. Like, is this how all writers fucking write? Like, Jesus Christ, it's dog shit. I got like from the very few times I've let my friends read my stuff, it's all been good reviews, but like it's not on a personal level. It's not what I wanted at all, and I was just
wanted someone to critique you.
Very confused. But hearing Neil Gaiman's advice, I was like, oh, okay. But I don't know. I was in that sphere of writing for ages because that's like the majority of what's on YouTube. It's like fantasy writers because everyone wants to be a fucking fantasy writer for some reason.
Yeah.
So that was like the main information that I got through my own sources, and no one talked about research at all. It was mainly just about how to make a good fantasy book. And I worked with it for a while, for a few years. I still got good information out of it, but I don't know. And like somewhere deep in me, I'm just like, I want to know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't want to make up shit, you know? So I've always kind of been really, I've been a stickler on research. I always like dove into research, and that guy kind of confirmed how I should treat research. Be very extensive with it, and I appreciate that. I don't feel like a fucking weirdo talking about how much I'm digging into Tesla bot and whatnot to winter now, because it's valid. It's validated.
Fucking Tesla bot.
I just want to know what the fuck I'm talking about whenever I actually start writing to it's cyberpunk. Speak of the devil. Didn't know Zen was a law student, Jurassic.
I thought you said Pico de Gallo for a second. I'm like, what the fuck?
Pico de Gallo.
That's what
Cinco
I
de
thought
Mayo.
you said. Cinco de Mayo. Sorry, I accidentally shot it. God damn it. I said something stupid and you said something far better that honestly rhymed a lot better too. Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, good set. Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
I'm getting tired, dude.
Yeah, you need
Some of the
some.
dumbest shit you said today. Cinco de Mayo. They just got me thinking, so this is super.
I love that man so much. Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Make sure to crouch though.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo. Are you already on him?
Yeah, dude. I'm looking for him.
He's sniping with a Maynard.
I see one.
Cinco de Mayo. You wanna kill that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I got him.
You wanna kill that thing so I get my chuck back?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I don't appreciate it.
Oh, I found him.
Oh! Got him. What the
More.
I'm coming.
Oh my god!
Oh, Jesus! Jesus Christ!
Oh, God.
Jesus! It's okay! I didn't know. Look, I didn't know Zen was a law student before tonight. That was knowledge. I started sending Instagram reels to Zen, and they're like car wrecks or people doing dastardly things, and every single time I send one of those to Zen, underneath it I just go, "Is this legal?" I reread Macbeth this morning, and I actually, the moment I finished it, I realized there's a lot of fucking similarities between Macbeth, the character, and Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones. Like, heavy similarities. Like the prophecy thing. And how fucking batshit, wasn't it? I think it was Feast for Crows was when we got Cersei Lannister chapters, and we realized just how fucking batshit she was and how paranoid she was. And specifically the prophecy thing. Because Macbeth, his whole thing was that he got the prophecy that he couldn't die from a man who was birthed by a woman, and he's like, oh, that's impossible. But then some guy shows up that he was born from a C-section, and that was like the loophole in the prophecy. And that's almost the verbatim how twisted Cersei Lannister's prophecy is. Because her prophecy is that she will die by a Valaquar, which translates to a little brother, and she's obsessed with it because she thinks it's Tyrion. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be fucking Jaime Lannister. Because I think she has a dream or something like that, that she's strangled by golden hands or something like that. And now Jaime Lannister has his fake golden hand in the books. And she's obsessed with Tyrion. But I just love that. I didn't catch that until this morning. I'm like, oh my god. I didn't know Titan had Ready or Not. That's what kind of sealed the deal for me and getting it. I would love Ready or Not is super tactical. I would love for that man to try to complete a mission. I will get that game at some point.
He's just gonna die instantly and watch us play the game, right?
I would love for him to just scream. I love the how extensive the lore is about that game. Like, holy shit, I didn't know that until I actually looked into what the game's all about. Kinda cool. I wasn't expecting a game like Ready or Not to really be about the lore.
And some of the serious topics they're risking at actually putting in the game.
Dude, fucking. I think that's what makes it so good, because it hits such a real note, you know? Like the fucking school shooter one.
They came out the school shooter one.
Yeah, that's the balls, dude, the fucking balls.
That's what I'm saying. I'm down for it, but the absolute balls to put that out there with how America as a whole is.
Yeah, that's what kind of perked my ears up about the whole game. I'm like, this game is saying something, you know. There's a message behind all of this shit. I'm here for it. It's more than just a tactical mill sim.
They killed the damn thing.
I hear it in there still. Oh Jesus Christ! Help! Help! Help!
He's dead! What the fuck? What just happened?